I'm honoured to be able to introduce him. I'm honoured to have him speak tonight in Suffolk County on behalf of the Freedom for All Ireland Committee of New York State. I'm honoured for all of the help that all of us have given for Relatives for Justice and him. And I'm honoured to be able to introduce to you this great speaker who has come to us once more to ask for help, because that's how critical the situation is in the north of Ireland. Mark Thompson.
All right, Mark.
Thank you, Martin, not only for that introduction, but also for putting together this tour, and for Vic and all the other people involved. They're so numerous and too many to mention, but you all know who you are. I've come to New York throughout the years in my capacity of being mandated by families. I'm mandated by several hundred families who have been victims of British state violence and collusion, and who seek justice, and who in the peace process, where a space was created to stand up and fight for justice, free from intimidation and terror, took that stand, and are faced by a number of blockages caused by the British state not wanting to admit what they were involved in, trying to protect their reputation, trying to present themselves as neutral, trying to cast themselves as peacekeepers, when the true extent of what they're involved in, and that the truth is exposed, will show that to be anything but a lie. So, I came here tonight, and I was told of a man whose anniversary occurs a year ago today, Steve MacDonald, the police officer, shot, I think 14 years ago. I've never met the man. He sounds like a hero. And I meet many people from across this state who served in the police. In Ireland, Brendan Behan said, the famous playwright and Irish revolutionary, said, he couldn't think of any situation that was not made worse by the arrival of a police officer. I grew up in Twinbrook in West Belfast. At 15, my neighbour Bobby Sands went on hunger strike. Within several weeks, another neighbour, 12-year-old Karen Riley, was shot dead by a British soldier. I arrived on that scene as a 15-year-old, seen the family, thought it was horrendous, and it wasn't the only death I experienced in that community growing up. Most people were sent to prison, deemed terrorists, deemed unfit, deemed second class. That's the state I grew up in. I didn't trust the police. It was rare not to trust the police. I agreed with the sentiments expressed in the writings of Brendan Behan. It was my lived experience. I was stopped by British soldiers coming from hurling matches and Gaelic football. My socks and shoes were taken off, my coat was taken off, I was made to stand spread eagle for anything up to 20 minutes. I was abused, if not hit about the head and kicked, called names, denigrated, humiliated, and all of that. But I kept my dignity. I wouldn't let them do it. I was stuck with people in the British Army with a gun when I was in my late teens, and they were the same age as I was. They couldn't spell my name, they couldn't spell my address. And I don't jest about that, and I don't take any glorification in saying that. They were working class people from Britain that couldn't get a job, that joined the British Army and were sent to Ireland. They knew nothing about Ireland or its situation, but they had power. And if they decided to shoot me or anybody in my community, they would get complete impunity for it. And the story would be, oh, there was a gun or there was a shot where I thought my life was in danger. What price the life of an Irish nationalist or Catholic growing up in Belfast or in the north at that time? It was under, you were demonised, you were humiliated, you were called a terrorist community, so you could do anything against that community. It was all justified in the eyes of the state. So, when I talk about police, and I come here and I see it, it's completely different. When I hear you talk and to your flag and your country, I recognise the concepts and values that you spoke about, but I've never experienced them in my homeland, where I've grown up. From this community, my two children went to an event attended by people in this room in Belfast City Hall. The mayor was Niall O'Donnell, who's now a senator in the Seanad in the Irish Republic for Sinn Féin.